Good afternoon. This is Chris Robinson Ag Marketing with today's post-close grain and livestock comments for Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Well, not much of a turnaround Tuesday. December corn traded as low as 409 and a quarter. It did finish up the day up 2 cents at 413. I'm more interested to see where we settle on Friday. 409 and a quarter was a new 2 month low. And at the end of the day, we're going to continue to see, are we going to find some sort of support down here? If 409 fails, that opens up the door to a test of, I'd say, 403 and a half. But today was the lowest trade since August 25th. Moving on to soybeans. $10 held. We traded as low as 10.01, settled down 1.25 cents at 10.06 and a half. Remember, November options are expiring in 9 days. If you've got hedge protection on, do not lift it. Lots of times, once these November options expire, there'll be a 1 or 2 day window, and then we reprice once everybody's hedges are most likely expired. So don't fall into that trap. If you know you're going to be storing stuff, make sure you can maintain a floor under it. We did bounce a little bit in the wheat after hitting new 5-year lows. That was across all the news wires this morning. December Chicago traded 492 and a quarter, taking out again. That's the lowest price we've had in 5 years. Kansas City traded 477 and a quarter. It did bounce over a dime off the low to finish up 7 cents. It just felt more like wheat doing wheat things. Not surprising to see a 10-cent bounce in a market that's not very liquid, where people are looking at what's the next old support. So maintain your hedges. Anybody, if you've been working with me, we've got very cheap puts on at this point because you don't want expensive puts on when you're on 5-year lows, but you don't want to be without a floor. You've got to, you're in a battle. You still need to be in a foxhole. Just make sure it's you don't have a lot of money tied up in these puts. You want to make sure that they're cheap. Why? Because yes, we are oversold, and if we do rally, I'd rather have a put that's you've got a nickel into go worthless than one that you've got 30 cents into. So that's just a good business decision. Moving on to the cattle. Uh, if it's a day ending in the letter Y, cattle's higher, right? December cattle up 1.75 at 246 half. November feeder up 460. That's correct. 460 traded as high as 382.80, settled at 381.32. $4 is got to be on everybody's lips. $4 feeders and 250 fats. So 250 fats, gosh, we're almost there. We hit almost at 247 today. So this is unprecedented, and at some point, yeah, we're going to correct. But boy, it's been this cattle market has been a poster child for why producers should use put options for defensive hedges as opposed to selling futures. I can't stress that enough. It's always nice to have futures on when the market tanks. I get it. But when you have markets like this where you're just sending in money after money after money, if you're short futures, it gets very, very painful. Moving out to the outside markets, November crude oil spot month traded 57.68. That's under pressure as well. That doesn't bode well for the whole biodiesel, um, ethanol argument, right? That math problem does a lot better when you've got crude oil above 70, not when it's under 60. Again, we traded under 58 today. The only number I'm worried about is if we take out 54.10, that was the April low. That'll be a big, again, headline pushing item. It's good if you want cheaper gasoline and cheaper diesel. It's bad if you're looking for supportive information that would help higher prices for corn and beans, right? That's all tied up in the whole biodiesel and ethanol program. So while it's nice to see gasoline cheaper, the double-edged sword is it's going to probably it's one more bearish arrow uh, fighting producers here right now as we go through harvest. I know you guys are all harvesting out there, working hard. Your beans are probably all done. Now you're getting into the corn. We'll see if we can get any sort of news coming out of China about what we're going to do production wise here. Um, as harvest comes in, are we going to get really sharp yield drops? Doubtful. Now we're also into the fall insurance price, right? So every day here now we're going to be doing the average insurance price for years and years and years. I've always been told, oh, they're going to rally it so they don't have to make any insurance payments. But the spring price was 470. Right now I think we're that was for corn. Right now we're probably around 419, 420. We'll see how that plays out as well. That does impact any of you guys that have the revenue insurance out there, but it's going to be a close one, a close call this year whether or not you're going to get payment on your revenue because unless you have a real sharp drop in yields, your overall revenue is probably going to come in. So that's something we'll be talking about here as we wind out the month of October. Again, if you're looking for help with your hedging, if you're going to be storing it, and you're looking at ways to try and stay in position so that if we do get a rally, you can sell your grain when you want to. That's exactly what we do here. Also, if you're in a situation where you're just like, I've had enough, I'm selling it here. I'm going to start fresh next year. Or if you don't have storage and you don't want to pay for storage, there are some really cheap re-ownership positions out there right now. You can go out for 3, 4, 5 months and spend a definite amount of money and know exactly how much your cost is going to be and stay in the game in case we do get a recovery. I was reading the news today and they're already talking about El Nino, La Nina. Excuse me, La Nina has been announced down in South America. So but we'll have to see what happens if that impacts the weather at all. Remember, we have not had a weather issue since 2012. We are overdue. Um, it's the end of 2025, maybe 2026 is going to give us a weather market. This is Chris Robinson, 312-638-8868. Have a great rest of the day. And again, if you need help, give me a call. If you're not getting my letter, sign up for it. It goes out every day. And I do a weekly wrap. And also, every week, if not twice a week, I'm definitely doing it once a week. But I'm digging deep into one of the hedges that we have, and I'm explaining to you exactly what I'm looking at on the charts. And I can spend a little bit more time. It's about a 15-minute. Let's look at it like a 15-minute class, a short class, and I can share with you what I've learned in 33 years. This is Chris. Have a great rest of the day.